Back at it again at the Krispy Kreme. So, buddy, and here we go. This is where I left off. I look across the coffee table to see Nazer reclined in an equally plushy couch. You good, man? I breathe deeply, collecting my scrambled thoughts in a semi-coherent state. I'm good. It's a nice place. I look at the walls of the room, what little light I could see that wasn't covered by the myriad of family photos. She really was a princess pirate at some point. Okay, you're here. Home is where the heart is, as they say. On the cross. Is that a sin to think that with that cross hung behind... Wait, what? I look back to see the cream queen of the Kremlin, a tray of the smallest cups I've ever seen in her arms. Your mother made us some tea. Oh, isn't that the most wonderful woman? She knows I'm not a fan of that hot leaf juice. Naomi navigates around the couch and coffee table, setting the tray of treats and tea before us. Would you like some, Annan? I think you're better off with wired keyboards and wired mice, by the way. They're less of a nuisance. I just replaced the batteries, but whatever. Something's not right with what just happened. I look back to where Naomi was standing. The entire opposing wall is covered in various hunting trophies. Two bears, a whole school of fish, a falcon, and 2 deers. By the way, on the very first part, there were 2 comments, I think. One guy said, Naomi is just so cute, and the other guy said, oh damn, you beat me to it because of the catchy clickbait title of the video, you know. Those comments, I think, are gone now, and I don't know what happened to them. Just poof, gone. They're not considered spam. The settings I have for comments are allow all comments automatically, no withholding them, and sort by new. Because say if like a video has 1 comment, it's sorted by top comment, so the comment might not actually appear unless you go below the video you're watching and click sort by new. Otherwise it won't appear. That's happened to me a couple times, so those comments are gone, and there's a couple other comments that basically replace those 2 on that video, so, or whatever. That's just weird to me that they're just gone. I mean, YouTube will just delete your dislikes on a Biden video. They'll just, they'll take it from 10,000 dislikes to 1,000, you know what I mean? That's been proven that happens. And comments will just disappear even if there's nothing wrong with them, I guess. YouTube's gone into full they know mode, you know what I mean? And a rhinoceros. I may have made a huge mistake. The low seat to the right of me scrapes forward into my field of view. Fang's father leans back, carefully examining and polishing a golf club. And by the way, on the last video, I forget his name. What? I can look, but you know what? The fact that somebody just immediately was like, hey, finally a new part, and a couple hours later actually said that they watched the whole thing, that makes me feel good. You know? Like, this game was the best thing for my channel. You know what I mean? So, I feel good weird ass furry games will help your tiny little channel out in the long run, I guess. Maybe I can turn his trophies into a conversation piece. Extend an olive branch, so to speak. What gun did you use to hunt these? God, no. No. Oh, please, no. Ace Ventura is going to walk in and freak out. Can I fuck you instead? Jeez, dude. God. My hands fold into my lap and I stare a million miles into the wall clock ahead of me. So, Annan, was it? Yeah? You a big fan of golf? I've been thinking about getting the new Mario Golf game, maybe. I don't know. Heard kind of mixed things about it. Never really played a Mario sports game before, you know. Nazer dons a similar pose. I've played mini golf before. It's a good start. Nothing beats the real thing, though. You ever play golf before, boy? Don't say we golf. We golf, man. I still got my old Wii and old copy of Wii Sports that it came with. It's still in that slip, man. I played the fuck out of that game. It was... I think it was around 2009 when I got a Wii. And either 2011 or 12 Christmas when I got a PS3. Man, up until that point I only had my PS2. Really. Yeah, my PS1 shit out. And my GameCube shit out, I think. I don't really remember. I got a GameCube for $5 at a fucking, not a thrift store, but a flea market, jeez. Guess what was inside of it? A relatively okay looking copy of Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario. Ain't that some shit? $5 for that. I mean, I don't got a case for it, but that's really fucking lucky. No, not a proper green before. Nailed it. This is my favorite club right here, a 9-iron. He finishes polishing the head of the club and rotates it ever so slightly so I see my reflection in the metal. Now, irons are by far the most common and the most useful out of your standard club set. Anywhere you need an extra push, the iron will do. His gaze makes its way from the club to me as he lays it across his lap. I gulp and sink back into the couch and attempt to hide among the cushions.
Oh, okay.
Of course, this is all due to the solid steel construction and your own efforts. With the right quality club and technique, you can almost feel the ball cleaving in twain when you strike it. And I assure you that my equipment is of the highest quality, and my technique is impeccable. Fang's father stands up, stepping on top of the sturdy table. His club is lined up, and I can see my reflection in the impromptu ball. With well-placed motions, he demonstrates a perfect swing. In the middle of a living room. I can practically feel the air slice in half as an image of the impossibly large pterodon stands over me with the club flashes momentarily. Fang's father laughs heartily, setting the murder tool aside as he reclaims his throne. What fine form, sir, dear. Fang's father flinches. How many times have I told you about intimidating suitors? This is the first boy our little tooth fairy has brought home. What about Reed? The father shrunk under the patented mother's leer. You know that boy isn't right, dear. I feel a smidgen of sympathy, but keep quiet to avoid similar treatment from her. Not in front of my friends. There she is. Fang is at the foot of the stairway, frustration clear on her face. I look to Fang with hands clasped together, silently pleading. Are you ready for your date now? I lurch in my seat at that. We need to find a venue. Just you two, though? Please, Raptor Jesus, I promise I'll sacrifice a goat if you end this. Why don't we have a double date, then? God, why have you abandoned me? But be a bro, please be a bro. Please. I agree, Nazer and Naomi can accompany you. This aside, what the fuck is that? It's a good name for a band. Oh, is the killing of a god. Oh, deity, okay. I agree. He looks at me dead in the eyes. More people means you're less likely to do something reckless, after all. I don't know, I don't think Fang would appreciate. Fang's father puts his arm around Nazer's shoulder and pulls him aside. You'd love going with your brother, right, Fang? Absolutely not. I'm perfectly able to find somewhere to play without anyone's help, especially his. Come now, how many opportunities in your youth will you get to spend time all together like this? Hopefully none. Jesus Christ. Oh, but you used to always spend time with little Nazer. Her eyes gloss over again. Like all those times you used to bathe to get... Ugh. Fang's father gives a loud pat on Nazer's back as he returns to the conversation. I think a group date is an excellent idea now that I've had a chance to think it over. We should all go together. Nazer shaking like a leaf in a monsoon in the middle of an earthquake with a meteor hanging overhead. It's not happening. It is. Fang and her dad lock eyes. The tension in the room mounts as the stare down draws on. The moment-long eternity finally ends. Eventually, Fang flops her head back in defeat. Fine. Let's just get out of here. Gladly. Naomi gives a little cheer and tugs the still catatonic Nazer by the arm out the door. I give a polite goodbye to Fang's mother. I extend a hand to Fang's father, and the 8 bones of my palm are squeezed together, being ground into dust under the immense strength. The 5 bones joining my fingers to my palm threaten to splinter from the powerful grip. The rest of my bones in my hand try to separate from the vicious shake that Fang's father ends it with. By the time I get outside, everyone else is getting into the fancy and beat-up car from before. I guess it was Nazer's. The day is still young. Still mentally fried, as being goaded by Naomi into driving into the city. Eventually, he robotically enters the driver's seat. Naomi ecstatically shoots into the shotgun seat. Fang and I take the back seats. Is that a hole in the windshield? Now that we're getting this shit show on the road, I should probably clarify with Fang about precisely what sort of venue she wants. Also, I should make it more clear, like how you're actually supposed to download the game, because somebody was kind of confused by it. You on the Snoot game website, you click the Itch.io logo, and it'll take you to an Itch.io page. Obviously, you have to click that you're over 18, but like any other porn site. It just lets you in, no questions, actual questions asked. So just click Windows or Mac, whatever you're using. If you're a Mac cuck, if you're a Mac toddler, and have fun. I'll probably go back and edit the descriptions of each video, just to make it a little more clear. Because if you're using the torrent option, then you're obviously smart enough to not need to know where the actual regular download is. You know what I mean? The split second I move my hand towards FANG to ask Nazer, Nazer chucks his jacket between us with lightning speed. I'll get another keyboard. Look out back there. The look of pants-shitting fear on his face betrays his jovial tone. Poor guy. Anyways, Fang, she looks over. What sort of place are we supposed to be looking for? Fang looks away for a minute with a finger under the end of her beak. Is that supposed to be a thinking pose? Some wide open space where people can stand or sit, preferably with a mosh pit. Remember Smosh Pit? I remember Smosh Pit. I'm going to go back and look through those old Ian is Bored videos that I remember. Ooh, I know lots of places like that. Man. I just went back in time again. Exactly 10 years back in time. Where? They're at the Gold Fern Galleria in the downtown shopping district. No, why ever not? I'm not going to play around the ritzy area. There's more stuck-up assholes there than at school. Naomi shrugs and turns back to Nazer. In that case, we should just park in the middle of the city and work our way around. Yeah, that's fine. What do you think, Annan? I look at Fang. She's preoccupied with watching the buildings fly past us. I shrug. To the city we go. Naomi turns the radio on, shattering my ears with the most nauseatingly upbeat love song on max volume. I'm left to retch as the song violates my virgin ears with its too cheery tune. In the city proper, now I find myself with a new dilemma. The group slowly makes its way down the sidewalk. I'm just imagining like an Abbey Road scene. Hell, they might just do it in a second, who knows. Nazer walks ahead and continues to look back at me, his expression anxious and worried. Fang refuses to speak and gives everyone and everything a vicious sneer, and Naomi just won't shut the fuck up. Ooh, how about here? It's so spacious and the food is to die for. I love that restaurant. Maybe we can ask them. Ooh, and then there's the nice cafe, and they even have a piano. God, this marmalade monster needs to die. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Naomi stops the group before a large glass window. Past it is a large open room, sparsely filled with minuscule round tables with candelabras. I'd never heard that word before. Set atop them. Oh, and one more comment that there was this silly comment saying, the YouTube thinks that this parody is the actual game. It has the parody registered as the game. I think it's just that I set this as a gameplay video with in the category, and obviously I'm gonna choose the game that it's based off of as the. When you look up if you look up Goodbye Volcano High, I'm sure you'll probably see my videos in the results somewhere interspersed there. I've never bothered to see myself, but obviously there's no Snoot game category to choose in the gameplay category, so obviously I just chose that. So I don't. It's the best you can do, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, say if you play Sonic Robo Blast 2, for example. I'm actually not. I'm gonna look it up when I upload this video, but when I type it in with the point is, I don't know if there's a Sonic Robo Blast 2 category, a game that you can choose when you choose gameplay for like a Sonic game. You choose the closest thing, I guess, to what you're playing, like Sonic Mania or something. Like, that's the point that I'm getting at. Isn't this a bit too ostentatious, gaudy? It's what? No way. It's wide open. The tables can be rearranged to provide ample room for your audience. Fang looks unimpressed. Let's go ask. The Sauropolis wraps. I'm not gonna bother half the time. Wraps her arms around Nazar's and bodily drags him to the entrance. Fuck me. Shut the fuck up, brain. $10 we get kicked out. No deal. You're stating an inevitability, not a possibility. We follow behind the pair to find Naomi pestering the maitre d' for possible arrangements, cringing as the poor man just stares off into the middle distances, while Naomi prattles on obliviously. And if possible, could you include maybe a dinner ticket option for the maitre d'? Looks towards us, or rather Fang, and scowls. Our esteemed establishment caters exclusively to those with appreciation for fine culture, culinary, and otherwise. Might I recommend that you vacate the premise at once, or will you be requiring an escort? Where's my $10? Up your ass. I told you no deal. Nazar tugs a bit at Naomi's arm, and she stumps back to the entrance in a huff with him following. I decided this place isn't good enough. Sure. Don't be mad, Naomi. He isn't worth getting upset about. Nah, he's worth it. If it were me and the band, they'd have one less tire on all their cars. Jesus Christ, Fang. Committing crimes all over the time. Nazar raises an eyebrow back at Fang. We've been searching for a place for at least 2 hours now. Fang is barely holding herself together, judging from her angry muttering. A lot of muttering. Mostly including words like murder, knives, and particular genitals as pincushions. Just put the ball gag in my mouth and I'm ready. I'm ready for it, alright? With profanity taking up a good half of what escaped her beak. I could see a blood vessel throbbing on her temple. This didn't look good. I positioned myself slightly behind Fang, putting her between me and Naomi. Hey, I got an idea. Naomi spins on her heel towards the sound of my voice, and the giant grin on her stupid snout stiffens as she sees Fang's looming aneurysm. Stupid snout stiffens. Stupid snout stiffens. Stupid snout stiffens. It's like Paper Mario. Maybe we should take a little break. Luckily, there's a small park nearby. The four of us grab some drinks from a vending machine. Fang and I grab a knockoff brand of soda. Naomi got a bottle of water and Nazar bought a sports drink. God, that jacket, man. That's awful. We're lucky to find an unpreoccupied picnic table with some shade, because the afternoon sun has turned the cool day into a sweltering hot one. Thank you, coastal weather. We sit in near silence, aside from Nazar's audible chugging of his sports drink. Jesus Christ. Like, what's that guy's name? Badland Chugs? The big guy. You nasty ass bastard! He crushes the bottle in one hand and tosses it into a trash can 5 yards away, then looks to us with the smuggest grin to ever be seen on a beak. Show off. Yes. Great shot, Nazar. Of course it was, babe. Fang mock crutches into the grass. At any rate, I need to drain the Nazar turns and gives a brief wave back to us, and makes his way to the public restroom on the other side of the park. Ah, his double entendres are always so clever. I need to go too. Something the matter. Monthly... So you have both estrus and a period. I have some extras stocked. I have regular plastic scented. What type? No. That's none of my business. Fang stomps away to the bathroom, leaving just the apricot ass pain. And me. Do you need to use the restroom? How tempting. Now that you mention it, since it's just the two of us, Thanks. How have things been going with Fang? Has she been well? Is there anything wrong? Shouldn't Nazar know? Yeah, Nazar knows, but I figured I'd ask you. Since the two of you spend so much time together, I hear Nazar talking all the time about how worried he is for Fang. He's such a good brother. I'm just gonna start filtering her. I just get worried for her sometimes too. Fang can just be so antisocial. Oh boy, ain't that the truth. She's always avoiding me too. I can never get a read on how she feels. Like when she was feeling upset a month or so ago. Or just after that concert she gave after winter break. Wait. Rewind a bit. How'd you know about how Fang felt sad a month ago? Nazar told me. Fuck up is with her. Then why ask me? You keep on asking that question. You keep dodging the question. What am I dodging? Fang clearly doesn't like you. You say so yourself. You keep asking me about her when you could just go to Nazar. Fang is his sister. I'd just like to hear about you from her. I don't know anything about her. Nazar knows Fang better than I do. Because you two have been getting so close. You're even on a date right now. Naomi's pupils dilate and her eyes dance away from me. In fact, you two make the cutest couple. It's the first time Naomi's looked anything other than happy. Are you up to something? Why would I ever be up to something? Because you're not making any sense. Nazar knows her better than anyone else. But every time we talk, you bring her up. Why? I have every reason to care. Why? Because Nazer wants to make Fang happy, and so do I, of course. Naomi's laugh is hollow, her eyes shifting from side to side. I was only doing what I thought was best for both her and you. Wait. The first time I saw you, sitting on your own on that dirty old bench, you looked like you needed someone to lean on. And with Fang, I think back to all the times that the beige bitch had asked me about Fang. What a great opportunity for real friendship. I'm so happy. If there's anything Fang needs in these trying times, it's a new friend to talk to. Oh, you're spending time with Fang. She just needed me for some feedback. It's wonderful that you're making friends here. Could you really say we're friends? We only met a couple times. I think you and Fang would make wonderful friends. She needs more friends like you. Why didn't I notice? Places finger on the chin, stares into space. Suddenly her face lights up. Oh, what if you asked Fang for help? I'm sure she'd lend a hand. She's usually busy with her own work. Don't want to bother her more than I already do. Can't hurt to ask, though. That fucking that bitch who's trying to have you make some friends. She's been pushing me closer to Fang. I must be the biggest fucking idiot. You've been spacing out. Ah!
Give it back! This isn't right, that was ours! We built it, damn it!
Did I miss something? I look to Nazer, who's completely clueless to what Naomi has been doing for the past month. Just like I was. What would he do in this situation? He's the Boy Scout here, after all. Fitting that the moral compass has a literal compass for it. I'm part of someone else's plan. Nothing I've done in the last several months was a conclusion reached on my own. It's almost as somebody else is typing out your actions on a keyboard. Well, you did it yourself, I mean. Are my feelings for Fang also just a tool for Naomi? What do I even do here? Okay. This might be an important choice. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Wait for Fang. You know what I just realized? When you first go to the garden and you're talking to Naomi, you can ask her like why she's feeling down. But I bet if you don't ask, she just goes, you know what I mean? She probably does that and starts talking about it anyways. No. It doesn't matter if my feelings are being used in somebody else's grand master plan. They're still real to me, damn it. And I want to actually help her. Right now that means helping her find a venue. Even if it means being around the coral cunt. Hey Naomi, did you know that 13... Oh boy. And he's the one with the darkest scales around here, is all I'm saying. That 13% of public restrooms account for 50%, over 50% of all shit stains. Alright, I'm done taking a dump. What the fuck, dude? I don't... Let's go. Why do you smell like smoke? I went to Hong Kong for a bit. Let's go. You know you aren't supposed to be smoking, Fang. Drop it, dork. You don't see me bringing up that leopard mankini you have in your closet. Now I'm imagining him talking like Boomhauer. The dang old pokey butthole, man. Look up the inspiration for Boomhauer, by the way. That shit is hilarious. Nazer's skin turns a noticeably lighter shade. That's the only thing in the closet? Oh, fucking course not. He's also got this... Oh. Listen, Nazer, if you want to do some stuff with me in front of a webcam, I don't mind. I don't mind all I'm saying. Alright? I'm gonna stop you right there. Why don't we continue on now? Naomi is holding a handkerchief to her nose, with a prominent splotch of red that's steadily growing. Oh goodness. Oh goodness gracious. Finally. Not even 10 minutes later, and we're back to where we started. Isn't this one perfect? The stage is so well lit, and Fang seems seconds away from successful recreation of Jing Kei's assassination of King Zhang. I know it's wrong to poke the hornet's nest, but you alright? I hate everyone here. You don't hate me, do you? Ah, well then. Fang's about to commit homicide. I should ask Nazer to just split off for a while. Naomi would back me up if I can convince her I'm taking Fang out on a event. I really don't want Naomi's help, though. I could get Fang to ask Nazer to break off, but she's on the verge of fratricide now, too. You alright? You've got this intense look on you. Sorry, just thinking of good places. Guess it's now or never. What should I do? I'm going to ask Fang? Don't worry about it. Alright. He looks ahead again, paying great attention to Naomi's spurgery. I turn to Fang again. Hey, if you don't want to stay in the group, why don't you ask Nazer to split off for a while? Why me? He'll listen to you. He's only doing this because your dad put him up to it. Oh, if there was a difference in what happened in this choice, which I'm not sure if there is or not, then he would probably say something like, oh, you're asking me to split off and leave my sister alone with you when my dad threatened to turn me into a basketball.
Okay.
How did you leap that high into the air?
I used to play basketball. I had better
you
legs.
You used to play basketball.
I did used to play basketball.
Were you the basketball?
I'm not going to trust you on that one, but I don't know. I think he trusts you enough to be willing to take Naomi somewhere else for a while. Give him a chance. Fang looks in contemplation of Nazer walking ahead of us. Might as well try. By the way, if you've watched the either the new It movies or the old It miniseries, look, and you don't know what's in the book, look up a list of differences. Because there's this video that I'm going to link in the description. And I want you to watch that video, because it's hilarious.
I have never imagined a circumstance in my life that would lead me to this position. I'm
I'm an interdimensional demon from space, and this is pushing me out of my comfort zone.
That scene is fucked up. Also, watch Sleepwalkers. No, like, no context, no nothing. Just go out of your way to watch Sleepwalkers.
Stop looking at me, you fucking cat!
There comes Johnny with his pecker in his hand. He's a one-ball man and he's off to the rodeo.
Please. Wait, that's not how you ask somebody a question. He responded to it. Can you take your girlfriend and fuck off? Me and her just aren't going to get along. And it'd cover more ground. Naser slows down a bit. I don't think that's a very good idea. Oh, we should stick together, right, Naomi? Well, you two can play this game, you citrine psycho. I look at Naomi and give her a subtle nod. I think it's a wonderful idea. We can check it in the promenade. Oh, I know this wonderful cafe, and now fuck off. Dad said he'll do to me anything that you do to Fang. Is he gonna fuck your boy pussy, or what? That's a great reaction image right there. What? What? Yeah. You gotta promise to not let Anna do anything creepy. That's fucking rude. I don't like it. I'll get fucked if I want to. That's fucking rude. Yeah, boys. Yeah, yeah. She likes it. Please, Fang. I promise. Now go. Naser gulps and nods. You better not do anything creepy. Do they have ear holes like birds? What am I saying? Of course they do. God, have you ever seen... Look up a picture of that, by the way. Look up like a bird's ear canal. Like, that's weird looking when you pull back the feathers. On like an owl or something. With that, Naser and Naomi leave, turning the corner onto another street. Now it's just the two of us. Alone. And there's those alarms again. I think, tomato sauce? Where'd that smell come from? And there's the alarms again. I think I'm finally starting to tune them out, though. And here's what I meant by unfinished art. So, say if you download this right now and play it, like this particular piece of artwork might actually be finished. You know what I mean? That's usually how it goes with games like this. Fang reaches into her pocket and with... Man, I was just like, if she was getting high in that bathroom, she probably smoked an acid cigarette like Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Watch that movie, by the way. Like that. It's a very entertaining movie. I quite enjoyed it. Just before you look up before you watch the movie, look up what happened to Sharon Tate. So you kind of get sort of like a context of kind of what the movie's underline, like, kind of about, because it's kind of subtle if you don't know about any of that stuff if you're a zoomer like me. And withdraws a crumpled bag of cigarettes. Got a spare? She shrugs half-heartedly, holding out the pack to me. There's one left. I hesitate. Fang tilts her head before she can pull her hand back. I accept the last smoke. I'm reminded of this one smoke trick video that was really funny, but I'm not sure if it's... I think there's one that's really funny. I forgot what even happens in the video, though. I don't know. I tilt the butt to my lips, feeling the pod within the filter. Figures you smoke menthols. Biden! And Trump to an extent. That's a weird thing that they both did. Like, even though they're both kind of different types of products, but it's still a similar concept of... That's weird. I guess why you would go with menthol is because it's harder to put menthol in a cigarette than it is to just grow tobacco and make your own cigarettes. You know, the whole prohibition doesn't work type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, if it's something complicated like that, then banning it might work out a little better. You know what I mean? I don't know. Depends on how complicated. Oh, shut up. And you better share. I don't think I'll be getting a fresh pack anytime soon. She hands me her lighter, a cheap little pink beak. Jesus. It's quick and easy, no wind to worry about, as my thumb rolls over the top, and a tiny ember of a flame sears the end of the cigarette. I pop the pod with my incisor and pull in slowly. The draw is smooth, with a hint of mint to it. The cherry at the end burns dimly as I tap off the ash. The smoke exhaled is wispy, and I can feel my nerves ease. Pussy. It's your last one. I want to savor it. I hand her back the cigarette. It's not the indirect kiss or anything like that. Well, oh, it's not an indirect kiss or anything like that. I chant as a mantra. Her drag is harsher, burning up twice the amount. She blows out hazy rings, one after another, as if signaling an indigenous raptor tribe. Trying to show off now? Bet you can't do it. Fang grins as she hands the stick back to me. It's still good, man. The filter feels moist between my index and middle knuckles. I bring the smoke back to my lips, trying to ignore the wetness of it. I draw in even more, burning up another quarter of it. I can feel my skin prickle as I exhale a thicker fog. I don't know whether it's because of the nicotine or whose lips I imagine I taste. Fuck. Called it. Yeah, I can't. Fang's tail ticks a steady rhythm like a metronome as she takes one last long drag. She blows out a thick cloud and drops the stump on the ground. I stamp on the stub before she can, giving it a solid twist before kicking the dead end into the street. So now what? I think I know where we can look. Please tell me it's not in this shitty promenade place. No, it's Little True. Where? Little Trudon. It's near enough that we can walk up there. Trudon. Oh. I forgot to mention Saturnia. It's supposed to be Neptunia. Which makes sense because of all the look at this Nep posts I've seen, so... The reason why I was confused is because it's Neptunia, but this game says Saturnia with an R. If it was just Saturnia, I would understand that better. And also, this game, it kind of implies... Oh, it starts out as an art book, and then he talks about how he's torrenting shows, which I guess he doesn't say that what he was torrenting was something like this. He probably just like some other anime or some crap, I don't know. But that's why I was confused. So it's just a parody. I just saw a random thread on this game, so I just took my... Before the thread gets deleted, I'll just take my chance and ask what it was. I'm just an idiot. Why didn't you mention it before, Naomi? Fang leads the way, navigating us away from this overly expensive part of town. So, somebody just drew over a stock photo. Little Trudon is completely unlike the rest of the city. Instead of skyscrapers and glass buildings, the whole place is a series of interconnected alleyways forming a plaza. Mostly booths for scamming vendors. But every now and then, an actual building can be seen. Countless salesmen calls out to Fang and I. Fang just strides past all of them. Don't make eye contact. She must know the place. One child runs up and gives me a flower to mark me for pickpockets. If I ever go to a third world shithole, besides America, I'll be on the lookout for behavior like that. That's scary, man. A child marking you as a target. I toss it in the nearest bin. Good eye. Living in the ass end of this place, I've picked up a thing or two. The two of us check the sparsely located buildings one by one. I make sure to mark down the foreign swears in a notepad to look up later. Several hours pass as both the sun and the temperature drops. Can't believe we're still looking. These people are usually looking for any way possible to attract customers. Maybe you shouldn't have insulted that one guy. Fuck him, calling me a meteor dodger. Fucking prick. You probably should have made the back of his head purple too. Still, we must have checked dozens of places by now. What? But why won't anyone have a band? Her reputation precedes her. Fang's pupils contract. Not this again. Oh God. Not again. You people are all the same, thinking you have to go off. Fang. What? See what I mean? Joke on a platter of cocks. Everyone here knows her family. A full platter, stacks high. Perfect for OP. Look, buddy, you gotta know a place that'll let us play. Well, maybe I can point you in the right direction. For a price. Fucking happy merchants. God damn it. No way. Fine, I'll pay. I can hear my wallet commit Sudoku in my pocket. Buy this here phone Roomba and I'll tell you. A phone Roomba. Cleans your phone, sorta cute. Do you put your phone in it and then it just goes halfway across the house and then comes back? Or that broke my brain. I just used my shirt though. We gotta know a place to. We gotta know where a place to play. That's a novelty. Fuck it. I slapped down the money on the thiefy in Rhinorex's booth. Good on you, lad. There's good old Dynamo's a bit west of here. Old Moe's loves hustling you kids. The pizza chain. Dynamo. Close, kid. Trust me on this. The shopkeeper gives one last smug wave to us. I motioned for Fang to follow and start heading in the direction the shopkeeper showed me. After twisting through the endless maze of merchants and frivolities, I don't fucking care. Fang finally stops in front of a building. We're here. The building is an ancient, antiquated Italian restaurant with the words Dynamo's Pizza. Can't even say pizza properly. What's wrong with me? Pizza and pasta written on a grand sign out front. Pizza, huh? In the middle of Little Trudon? They switch it every time, I swear. I thought it said Trudon, but now it's Trudon? I must have misread that. Let's see. I open the double doors for Fang to enter. There's a plaque for the National Register of Historic Places on the window. Historical, huh? Inside is a homely Italian-styled pizzeria. The warm candle lighting against the latest dividers of the booths casts shades of orange along the walls and floor. The two of us walk up to the reception desk. A very tired waitress puts on a plastic smile when she sees us. Welcome to Historic Dynamo's, table for two. Actually, we just need to ask the manager something. The waitress rolls her eyes and skulks off. Service with a smile, huh? Working in the industry grates on you. This is a historical place, though, isn't it? Wouldn't they have higher standards for... It's got tiny little arms. What is it with VNs and pizza places? Hey, if it is little Lucy! Fang's skin goes several shades lighter. I haven't seen you since August. Come here and give Uncle Mo a hug. An older T-Rex hobbles his way to us with arms spread wide. I'm just imagining him with his little arms flipping the fucking pizzas. Well, as wide as he could, at least. Fang squawks in protest as she's pressed into his apron-covered belly. Uncle Mo, what are you doing here? I'm working, toots. This is my restaurant. Your uncle is Mo. Mo is in the Mo that started Dynamos. No, I mean, I don't know. My baby girl isn't swung by in ages. Okay, I just understood what that said. And who is this lucky guy? Who be? Don't tell me you got yourself hitched already. I feel my own skin warm up now. The old T-Rex laughs louder and slaps his rotund belly. Relax, kids, I'm messing with ya. Governor gives you the best seats in the house. Mo wraps an arm around each of her shoulders and drags us through the restaurant to a cozy yet dark booth sequestered away from the rest. We're shoved into the seats by the owner. Uncle bends over the table to light the sole candle there. I'm having a candlelit dinner with Fang now. The hell has happened? What the hell is going on? Now yous twos wait right there while I make my little princess's favorite pie. On me, of course. Mo proceeds to saunter off, pushing through the double doors that probably led to the kitchen. I look over the candle to Fang. She looks how I feel at the moment, lost and confused. What just happened? I don't know. So, come on, Anna, you can do it. You were part of the team that kicked Reddit's ass in Claws of Duty Jurassic Warfare. Goddamn, dude. Tribes, man. Tribes. I should watch that stream one day, that video one day, of that actual event. I need to find it. You would think it'd be a Tribes parody. You know what I mean? Is that really your uncle? Nah, he's just a good family friend. My dad goes bowling every Thursday with him. Let's go bowling, cousin. Sounds fun. You ever go long? Not anymore. All that sportsy stuff doesn't appeal to me. Besides, I have school and band to worry about. Not to mention my dad's a bit of an asshole. The image of a golf club comes to mind. You don't say. Whenever I'm listening to my music at night, he always yells through the door about audible bowel movements. What's wrong with just having this? Honestly, do you blame him? Fang smirks. Maybe not. My dad isn't even really there most of the time. When I do interact with him, it's just these huge orders about what to do with myself. You're going to camp, you're going to Brazil. You're going to some coastal town for half a year. Then again, that last one was more my fault. Sounds rough. What about your mom? What about her? Pretty standard mother, a bit naggy. She always tried to dress me up for school, so I'd look like the biggest dork ever. This one time she got me into a denim jacket and jeans combo. The double denim disaster. How'd you know? Wait a second. Another word and you get... Oh, okay, it's her saying that. Another word and you get hot wax in your face. I'm holding back my laughter behind my fist. And she'd always try to embarrass me in front of everyone. Don't all moms do that? Why don't you tell me, pirate princess, you fucking idiot. You fucking dumbass. You know, hot wax only really hurts for the first few seconds. That cute look of surprise, though, lasting for eternity. Breathe a word of that to anyone, and this candle is going straight up where the sun don't shine while it's still lit. I scraped the hardened wax on my forehead off. With one hand, she actually did it. Oh my god, don't make me a burn victim. What's wrong with you? Sheesh, but what about your mom? What about your mom? Is she like on heroin or something? Oh god. She's just always in her own little world. Nothing is ever wrong. There's no flaws with anything. No concern is worth worrying about. Yeah, that can't be healthy. Made it so far. For what it's worth, you've still got Trish, Reed, and Nazer. Yeah, the one whose horn is more important than finding a place. My shitty brave baby brother and Reed. Fang groans a bit as she leans back in her seat. The new guy is the only one I can rely on. My life sucks. I don't know. We haven't found a venue and now our show is in a week. Fucking Naomi. Fucking Dad. On the flip side, we're getting some of your favorite pizza at one of the pricier at one of the pricier Italian places around, and for free too. But the venue, we still got time, so pizza first, and then we find a place for your show. If someone say pizza, someone order a fucking pizza. What a lad. Mo slides a large pizza onto the table in front of us. A pizza with extra sausage, anchovies, pepperoni, and ham. Also known as the Mo's original Meteor Pizza, Lucy's favorite. I go by Fang now, actually. Whoa, the youth are getting uppity with me. You trying to make old Mo confused, you punk? He gives Fang a light noogie. So what you punks been up to? Actually, Mr. Mo, we were gonna ask, Mr. Young punk, you don't need to be so formal. Ah, fuck my head. You youngins, I heard you talking about your parents. This is an awful... Oh man, here comes a lecture. You know, the best part about being young is... Mo, we got a code K on line 1. Mo hangs his head in despair. Hold that thought, kids. I got a pissed off mother to deal with. Mo stomps away to the reception desk, leaving Fang, the pizza, and me. Oh, a code K. I get it. Hey, free food. Fang piles 3 slices on a plate, catching a few of the anchovies before they slide off. I think I'll only take one. I'd rather not get heartburn at 18. God, I've had heartburn every once in a while, every once in a blue moon since I was like 12. It's like, I'm just sitting here like, oh God. Man, this place isn't historical for no reason. Even something as ridiculous as this tastes phenomenal. Good thing it's free. I'd be willing to pay a premium for this stuff. There's a weird-ass pizza theme with this game. Kick Comet's Pizza's ass any day of the week. Really hooks you in, don't it? I didn't realize I was in my own world for a bit. Yeah. It's good food. She's already down 2 slices. She might have to limit myself around the good stuff. I'll be right back. Fang picks up her last slice, tosses it in the air, and snaps it out of the air with one bite. I'm just imagining that one scene from Jurassic World. Whoa. Cool trick. Do you do parties? While she raises her middle finger at the remark, the grin on Fang's face says it's more out of humor than malice. You gonna finish that? I look at my half-eaten slice. I guard my hoard with an armed bulwark. Mine. Didn't want it anyway. Mine. I'm quick to finish off my slice to keep it to myself, while Fang goes on for a second helping. God, if I keep... I don't know how long this game actually is, but if it keeps going on at this pace, the actual game will be released while I'm still playing this. The pizza doesn't last, sadly, as we continue to take slices. What about that heartburn, man? My life is ended. Its life is ended in a matter of minutes. Then otherwise I would have committed posticide in an hour. By the end, I'm satisfied. Enjoying the feeling of the itis. Uncle Mose just knows how to make it. Your uncle's pretty cool. Fang gets out of her seat, legs unsteady as she fights off the need for a well-needed nap. I'll see you at the front. I've got a serious need, for real this time. I snicker and nod. Sure, leave me the deal with your uncle. I force myself out of the booth and casually meander to the reception area. Mo is there placing the receiver on the desk's phone back. You enjoys the meal. Definitely. Feel I'm gonna black out at any second. That's what I like to hear. Glad to make yous date then. Yeah, it's not quite a date. Could have fooled me with that disaster you called flirting. No, really. Fang's looking for a venue. Her band is planning a show for next week. Really now? Why not have it here then? I look around at the restaurant trying to find any real place for the band to actually play. Don't sweat the details, kid. Mo grins. Me and the boys are used to making room for shows. Just tell me, little Lucy, you got a place, and you're sure to sweep her off her feet. What? NNEXE has failed. VCR140.dll is needed. To be young and in love. Listen here, Annan. God, you'd think he'd look like one of the Sopranos or something. Sigretti. The secret of love. It's not shared misery. Yous can complain about all the little details in life, but that don't fix his problem. However, yous can't be trying to do everything for her neither. Otherwise, she just expects you to fix all her problems for her. The secret is support. Support. Hey, you's got to be her support. She got to fix her own problems, but you's got to back her up on them. And from what I hear from my boy Naza, you've already been doing that. I suppose I have. Like at our band practice or on the roof. Like now. Bada bing. Bada boom. Back to work, Jerry. Anyway, be good to her, Annan. She'll be good to use. I raised her right after all. Thanks, Mo. Anytime. I've been hanging around you fools for too long. I can't just ignore the kitchen anymore, you know. You give little Lucy my regards, huh? Sure. Mo saunters back to the kitchen. Now that I think about it, how does he cook with those little arms? I look a bit closer. Those several toy claws hanging on a rack. There's several toy claws hanging on a rack just inside the kitchen door. Isn't there like these big glove things that have these harnesses on them that you can use when you're doing like a particular type of important work? Because that's what I'm imagining he's using. Somehow I don't think that was something I was supposed to see. Alright, I'm back. Let's hit the road. Maybe we'll find somewhere to play before sundown. We don't. She freezes in place. How? Your uncle. You asked Uncle Mo if my band could play? Yeah, he seemed pretty excited about it. He's got a stage ready and everything. Fang still isn't moving. Did I do something wrong? It's a blur of motion. 1 second, Fang looks like she's gonna start hyperventilating. So far, this is gonna be one of my games of the year. Right here. 2021, baby. 1 second, Fang looks like she's gonna... Okay. Next, it's like I'm wrapped in a blanket of down feathers, being shaken from side to side, with a tinnitus-inducing scream in my right ear. We got a venue! Ah! It's so infectious. My arms reflectively support her. Reflectively... Not... Can't say words. Wrapping around below her wings, Fang's arms are wrapped around my shoulders as she clings to me. I feel something warm, soft, and somewhat moist press against my cheek. We got a venue. All moment stops, and reality resumes. Fang's wings withdraw from around us. Fang pulls away until only her hands are on my shoulders. My hands are now at her sides, and I can feel her warm scales on my palms. Oh, wow. It's like a movie. It's the sound of clapping that causes us to jump apart. Faces bright red and breath rapid. Back at the kitchen door is Mo, clapping loudly with his minuscule arms. I suppose we, call Nazer. Yeah, and tell him, huh? Today, totally worm drama's got a venue. Fang smiles softly and nods. Good thing Naomi put Nazer's number in my phone, even though I didn't ask for it. The tone rings twice. Yes? Hey, Nazer. Put you on speaker, go ahead. Mission accomplished, we got a venue. They did? That's great. We're at Dynamo's place in Little Trudon. Cool. I'll bring the Naze car in a jiffy. I'm gonna slap that motherfucker. You sure you want us to get you now? Now that you have business out of the way, you and Fang could go do something fun. You know, that may not be such a bad idea, even if it's an idea from the Orchid Oppressor. I'm never going to be able to play golf again. It's getting pretty dark. Aw. Stay put and we'll be there. Alright, see ya. All that's left is to wait a few minutes for the ride to get here. Fang is sitting on a bench in front of the restaurant windows. She's humming to herself and her tail is drumming Eurobeat on the bench. I take a seat next to her. By now the plaza has cooled down, most shops have closed, and the only people still out are returning home after the long day. The two of us sit in companionable silence, save for Fang's humming and tail drumming. Her mood is contagious, and soon enough I'm humming with her. I already know the song. It's from the roof. Except more happy. The scene is great. Just Fang and I on a bench in the waning sunlight in the middle of a deserted plaza. Taking the moment in, I almost don't notice Fang's scooting closer to me. Mom, Dad, we're home. The ride back to Fang's house went by uneventfully. God, what a scary motherfucker. Fang and I didn't talk about what happened to Nazer, so Nazer didn't have an aneurysm. Welcome home, Nazer dear. How did your date go? I'm just dying to know. I am also interested in the events that transpired this evening. I don't know how, but he's looking into the exact center of my pupils with no margin of error. So, how was your trip with my little girl? Dad, why don't you go get ready for bed, Lucy? Fang glowers. Lucy, your mom. Wait, what? Lucy, your mom. I'll look to Fang. Yeah, okay, it was a date. It went well, sir. We were able to find a venue, and I met Fang's Uncle Mo. Fang's dad sputters. I've half of mind of bringing you to the station, boy, and the other half of testing my new nightstick on you. Dear, not in front. I wouldn't mind doing this again. The look on Fang's face is really cute. I'm so happy for you two. I wave as I turn to the door. Almost 3. I'll see you at school. You too. With that, I exit the door. Once it's closed, I can feel all that bravado evaporate, and my legs turn to jelly. I think that's enough excitement for one day. My first step forward towards the bus stop is so wobbly, I'll probably end up on Fang's mom's rose bush. It would probably be a good idea to sit a bit and catch my breath before going home, and take a seat on the curb just outside Fang's house. The door behind me slams open and I jerk around to see Nazer being shoved down the steps. And don't come back until you're finished thinking. And I hear a morose sigh. Hannon? Yeah? Why are you sitting here? Just catching my breath. Your dad's a bit harsh. Homicidal, but close enough. Nazer huffs and shoves his hand back into his pockets. You know you're the reason Dad kicked me out, right? What? I know he's pissed I so much I looked at Fang, but what did you do? Turns out letting you run off with Fang is just encouraging your degeneracy or something. Sign, Nazer drops to sit on the curb next to me. He kicks a rock clean across the road and into the neighbor's mailbox. Impressive. Getting kicked out really got you that down? Sure. Convincing. What's the real answer? What's it to you? Just figured I'd ask. He stretches his wings and lays back on the pavement. Just figured it'd get to this. Get to what? Me getting punished for Fang's issues. Nazer lays an arm over his eyes. Why did you need to go alone? You saw her today. She was this close to killing your girlfriend. Honestly, you should be thanking me for that. You waves me away at that. Tch. Go on. You aren't my therapist. Humor me. Nazer's arm flops away from his face and onto the concrete. I mean, look at it from my perspective. Fang is always up to something stupid. More often than not these days, she's arguing with either me or my parents. At this rate, Fang will end up a junkie or in a prison somewhere. I cringe at the mental image of junkie Fang. Mom and Dad have pretty much accepted that. So who do you think all their hopes and dreams go to? Me. With a growl, Nazer sits back up. It's not like I'm allowed to have problems of my own, not allowed to mess up or do anything less than the best. Judging by the trophy case at school, you aren't doing half bad. I wish it was an option to fail, I mean. I'm stuck with no room for error and still with a broken sister. And she's still my sister, you know? But I can't help but be worried for her. But what can I do? She hates me, and I can't bring up my worries with my parents. Even Naomi notices I get stressed about it. I just want my sister to be happy and go back to normal. I don't want to remember, but I don't even remember what her normal is. I don't have siblings myself, but if I did, I suddenly would have had trouble doing all you're able to. That selflessness by itself should help you, right? You're kidding me. Her friends would be destroyed if Fang just dropped all that. Who am I to even wish she were different? So you're getting all this worked up and you're not even sure if it's the right thing? I guess so. I try and parse everything Nazer's bitched about up to now. I guess it's time for Dr. Musk's psychological response. Have you ever considered just not? What? Nazer practically lunges at me. I hold my hands up in supplication. I consider what to say. Mo's advice drifts to the forefront of my thoughts. Hear me out. Just consider this. Maybe it's not your job, to go out of your way to try and help her. Hell, Naomi has tried. But maybe Fang's problem is her problem to fix. We met your uncle today. Uncle Mo? Yeah, and he had some advice for me. He said she needs someone to support her, not fix her problems for her. Isn't that what I've been doing? Remember the show in the auditorium? The perturbs. He sags as he recalls that disaster. Oh. Look, man, you've got a lot of problems of your own. Maybe you should handle those first before you try to fix your sister's. Well, if Uncle Mo says so. But why did he tell you that? Shit. You know, just advice from an old guy. You know how they love to give advice. His hand shakes side to side, dismissing my dismissal. No way, not Uncle Mo. He'd never give you the time of day. Look, he just wanted to give me some advice for Fang, and now I'm giving it to you. So drop it. No way. Advice for Fang, saying it was a date. Do you like my sister? I wasn't the one to call it a... yeah, that explains a lot. Shit. But I didn't. What would Dad think of the kids? What the fuck? Well, if Dad finds out and all... Nazer. He pauses, the look of shocked disdain still stuck to his face. At this point, it seems like you just want to be a stressed mess. Maybe I do like your sister. Sure, she's rude, violent, and maybe a bit bipolar. She's impressionable, self-centered, stubborn. The list goes on. Are you trying to tease some concrete, brother? But beyond all that, there's more to her. Like her passion. She adores music, adores playing music. And she has these moments where I can see a softer side of her. The pop of knuckles from Nazer tells me I should rephrase that. It feels like I've gotten to see a side of Fang that she hasn't shown anyone else. A side that's willing to give a loser like me the time of day. And that's enough. I don't know, man. This is all uncharted water. I don't know how to talk to women, man. Shit. Like, how did you and Naomi get together? That's a long story. How long? About 2 school semesters, 30 track meets, and a school election. So about a paperback book, then. Sure, why not? Nazer hums and reclines back into the pavement. Sheesh, how did we end up talking about our love lives? Speak for yourself, man. I know fuck all about this stuff. And you think I do? Naomi's the one that makes all the plans and stuff. Seems like she does a lot. Just the way she is. Anyway, I think Dad's had enough time and beer to cool down now. How long has it been? About an hour. Wait. I swiftly withdraw my phone to check the time. I'm gonna miss the last bus. I'll give you a lift. And let you find out I live in the shittiest part of town. Nah, it's fine. If I run, I think I can make it. Well, don't let me keep you. I'll catch you at school. Sure thing.
Cop kebab!